Alrighty, so most of my videos are about 2 hours long, and we came in a fair bit under that, so I figured this would be a good time for us to get to Ka's game. Ka is our dungeon master over at Null Playing Games, and he also participated in this game jam and also did some proofreading and feedback for my visual novel. His game is about 4,000 words, so much shorter, and it should fit nicely into the tail end of this thing. And also, content warning, 18 plus, for containing sex and weird sex. Two separate entries in the content warning, specifically sex and then weird sex. So this section might get even shorter depending on how much I can keep in after I've recorded it, which I don't know the vibe of till after I've read it, but we'll see if I have parts I have to omit in editing entirely. But once again, you can find these games if you are an adult in the links below, or in the greater jam, or on itch.io and whatnot. You might need an account to show adult games on itch.io. You probably do, actually. Sometimes people are like, where is that game? I can't find it. And I imagine it's because they don't have an account, and so they can't get them games without them, or something. Do you wish to enable sexually explicit visuals? You can change the setting later. No. That might save me some work. I opened my eyes, expecting to see spots in my vision as my brain works to unscramble itself from the scan. But I don't feel that wave of dizziness it usually leaves me stricken with. And I'm standing up already? Wait. Is that chill hop? Oh fuck, it worked. It's real, it happened. Holy shit. Okay, so this is some sort of starter room. Very default vibes. The kind of space that anybody can feel comfortable in, but isn't really suited to anyone's taste in particular. I need a mirror. I'm already getting excited just from the sight of my hands. Well, pause. There he is. Fuck, there I am. A goofy bear who can't stop grinning ear to ear. What a big boy. God, he looks just like the ref sheet I gave him. Thank you, Eternica. I admit I was skeptical about how this would turn out, but damn. I'd get used to looking like this. Well, I guess I better get used to it. This is my new life, after all. He is become furry. I mean, presumably I can make edits if I need to later. I just, I kind of figured there'd be some sort of onboarding for all this. I don't even know how I died. Or when. Presumably after the last scan, but before the next one. So between March and September? It must have been sudden. Damn. Maybe an accident or something? Oh god, Coda. I hope my wolf's alright. I should probably... Sorry. It's the combination of, like, talking about, like, meta-ish video games, Coda being a name that already showed up a lot in Beginner's Guide, so my brain went there a little bit. Then snapped to the fact that Coda is, like, the single most likely name for a canine furry to have, I think, or something like that. And then the fact that they used the phrase "my wolf" all in quick succession. Ka. We're also doing some Soma here, I see. Because Soma was the game where you wake up as a brain scan. You go in for a brain scan as a I think it was a cancer patient or something, and then you just wake up suddenly in a different location. So we're using a similar sort of like intro, which is funny because I've thought about using this kind of thing in a furry visual novel specifically as a thing. So the fact that it's here, I'm like, you fucker. I don't imagine you would need to die, though. I guess what I was thinking is that you don't need to die for them to use you if they're just lying, and they just put you in after the first scan or something like that. But he's already had multiple scans, and also if they're gonna lie about that part, they might as well just be lying about everything, and there's just no afterlife. This does immediately have the transporter problem / AI reproduction issue, which is that, like, this is an attempt at immortality of sorts. Like the episode San Bernardino in Black Mirror and stuff like that. Like, it sounds like he died, and this is his afterlife, and it's also what happens in Soma. is this like, oh, you can go to this like paradise where you live on forever, but that's not how like computer files work, or really anything about like, there's no like way to like transfer your consciousness into a computer in any real way, and the technology becoming more advanced doesn't seem like it would really be able to solve that in any like tangible way. Like I don't think computers are really a way of hitting immortality, unless you just don't care about the fact that it's not you but a copy of you. Because like it's in concept immortality, especially if you want to like have a version of yourself that lives on for your family, your loved ones, and etc. to be able to interact with and like have an immortal version of you, then like it can do a lot for them. But like your experience just doesn't have continuity there. It doesn't actually like reach that thing. Like there's a fork. The person who's here remembers being the real you, but the real you never goes on to become this person. They just end at some point. Like that's what I mean when I talk about this stuff. Like there's a fork there. This is specifically a copy that's convincing so much that they can convince themselves, but you specifically won't be all the way through there. Which is highlighted by the eeriness of them, of Ka pointing at the soma-ness of it, which is that, oh, I must have died somewhere between the last scan and the next one. Like there was a version of him that lived on and had new experiences and changed as a person in little ways and so on. And then none of that made it in here. It's not in the save, essentially. And that's even going past the concept of like how computers are weird and like you don't ever transfer files by moving them around. You copy and paste them and then delete them. So when you transfer a file from one hard drive to another, you copy the file to the other hard drive and then delete the first one after the transfer is over. So they both exist at the same time at one point, which inherently means it's not like a thing being moved that like exists with continuity the whole time. I know there's people that'll be like, are you really the same person your whole life and blah blah blah, but like it's just, those are much more tenuous arguments than just the very obvious objective elements of why this part is distressing as a concept. That number has been going down the whole time. It will never reach 0 in the time we have. That's a very large number, but it is going down. And that is something to worry about. Still, the idea of being able to download your consciousness and make a copy of yourself that gets to live on as a furry digitally or whatever the hell is wild. The fact that he can make edits later tells me that's probably entirely digital and not like he probably wasn't like cloned or anything. He's probably in a simulation entirely, which makes sense because he is in default domicile, like he's a sim essentially. I should figure out how to get in contact with him, or anyone really. Is there seriously no tutorial for the digital afterlife? That part's cleared out. I guess all that can wait. That's me being dumb, not the game. I was wrong. I'm free now. No more work, no more taxes, no more burdens of the flesh. I just get to be me. A bear with a hypercock. No. So Ka had a particular approach to this I got to see developing while it was going, which was funny, which is just that like he doesn't see himself as much of an artist and like someone that's gonna like draw or anything, and he wasn't like gonna work with artists on this one because he's already working with artists for his actual visual novel, his main one, Noel Way Home. So instead, he took the jam sprites and made that like VR chat models out of them basically, because he makes VR chat models as his income, basically. So Arcadia made all of the sprites for the jam for people to use, which is what this guy's seeing here. You're seeing here, but as a drawing. I'm realizing only just now that you guys have never actually seen the jam sprites because the games I've picked all made their own art. But Ka remade all 4 of the jam sprites as 3D models, as characters, and then used those for his visual novel. So he did a particular only CGs approach like I did, but with the 3D models that he could pose, and then the environments that he could like model and or borrow and then like dive around in, and then like that's a very particular approach. Like that is interesting because like when I proposed the idea of using only CGs instead of sprites, I thought especially since I expected the artist to make way fewer CGs than he ended up making. I figured like this is a way of like being more efficient. Like it'd be difficult to make 5 fully functional sprites, or 4 I guess, for the game in only a month and have that be done in time. So I was like, oh, just do like 1 or 2 CGs for each like storyline or scene or whatever, and that should be like, that's probably less work to draw, I figured. I don't know for sure, that was my guess. But like Ka's approach here was like, instead of making CGs, or like it would have been less work to use the original sprites probably, but it is like you can get a lot of mileage out of them by having versions that you can pose and do your own stuff with, because then you can just make your own scenes all month. It's a neat idea. And what a handsome beast I turned out to be. My oh my, can't take my eyes off me. I know I shouldn't let this indulgent little bit of vanity carry on too long, but I think I have to have a little honeymoon phase with my new body as a treat. It's not every day you become your damn persona after all. I run those big old paws slowly down my chest and belly. I can feel them. Thank God, if this was an audio-visual only sort of simulation, that'd be pretty shallow. An electrical thrill runs down my spine. I can even get goosebumps? Heck, this is some next level shit. A rapid back and forth twitching sensation fires off down where my spine terminates. Fuck yeah, I have a tail! Oh, sweet glorious tail, we meet at last. I love you. And since I'm alone in here, let's just see what's down under that tail. Oh, full Ken doll. Huh. I better be able to change that. Too horny for a PG-13 Afterlife, damn it. Okay, I need to get my bearings. Huh, bearings. Now, let's see, help? Operator? Agent? Oh man, my voice is cute. Focus. Let's see what the GUI can do for me. Oh, you mean like literally. Let's rewind, and that's like, what is that, auto proceed or something? And this is like settings thing. I think he's literally looking at this interface element right here. Oh geez, something's fucky with this thing. Oh my god, that's funny. He literally looks at the part of the interface so he can see it on some level or something. I wasn't expecting that touch, actually. Failed import of user data. Please check permissions and try again. Blah. Failed to initialize onboarding agent. User data not properly initialized. Failed to connect to AdSense network. Falling back to default language model. And not an AdSense. Not it having connection to AdSense of all things. Failed to generate user interface workflow. Defaulting to fallback terminal. Failed to retrieve environment profile. Localization strings may not populate correctly. Welcome to world user. Okay, type help. So, help. Clock. Adjust processor clock to 1, 10, or 100 times speed. Friends. Displays list of active friends. Go. Visit a world with the provided world ID. Help. Display a list of available terminal commands. User. Display statistics and details of your user profile. Ticket. View open service tickets with help desk or create a new one. Worlds. Display list of available worlds to visit. Huh. I guess I can see if the other worlds have any tutorial info. Is this fully in? Like, web type user? Right, that's the whole... that thing that was broken. Friends. You have no friends, frowny face. They want me to use worlds, but let's see. Ticket. I have no tickets. Go. I don't have names of worlds yet, so that doesn't work. Yeah, so you're pretty stuck with worlds. I don't want to play with clock necessarily. I feel like they can go bad for me. Failed to load user travel restrictions. Cannot initialize world list for unknown travel restrictions. Defaulting to list of worlds with no travel restrictions. Just welcome 1 through 7 in a whole bunch of different countries. Welcome? That sounds new usery. I usually try to stay out of public worlds in these sort of sims, but... Alright. Go welcome 007's US West. It's me. I'm over there. Did it work? Ew, sure hope I never have to use that again. Hello? Would you look at all that? Actually looks wild. There's a bunch of funny little humans. Club seal? Wait, don't call it that. Are those look suspiciously like basalt columns, but in a weird plush way. Circuitry, weird weeping willows made of circuitry also. Everyone looks like a weird human, like crash test dummy. That one looks like it's T-posing. Kind of gives you the vibe of VR chat before people's character models load in. But there is like a unicorn beluga whale down there. Sprawling park blossoms out around me in a shower of shimmering particles that do their best to obscure the LOD pop-in. I guess technology hasn't advanced that much. The sky is painted in retro-styled neons that stretch into the horizon, complementing the rather flamboyant color palette of the park itself. A large number of kiosks and booths appear to be clustered around the place. Most of them look like they're advertising other venues or avatars for sale. There's a few people scoping them out. Most of them seem to be using featureless mannequin-style avatars. Big default vibes. When I focus my gaze on them, I can see display names and little badges that fade in over their heads briefly. I'm not sure what they indicate. Okay, I just need to find someone who doesn't look busy and ask for help. He really did make a game about what if VR chat was real. I'm a big boy, I can do that. Who am I kidding? I can't even make phone calls without Coda literally twisting my arm too. My eyes settle on a rather heavy-set white whale that seems to be greeting people as they appear in the area. Oh, I thought he had a unicorn horn or something, or like a narwhal horn, I guess. It was just his hand sticking up. Hopefully he's a service employee that can help me and not just like some kind of extrovert. Like a rival Pokemon trainer, all he needs is a split second of eye contact to lock on and zero in on me. Oh god, he's coming. He hustles over and greets me with the bubbly voice that dances melodically through the plaza. Oh, wait, are they an AI? They know your name? Oh, maybe they know your name already because it's above your head.
Hiya, Nova.
What? How did you... He giggles and points up over my head. Oh, yeah, the nameplates.
Welcome to AFO. Let's be friends.
Oh god. Okay, Moby3842. Okay. Hey, I need some...
Oh yeah, I'm doing a show at Club Seal tonight. You should come check it out.
Club Seal?
Yeah, it'll be a blast. See you there.
Hey, wait, Before I can really get a word in edgewise, he's rushing back over to greet some more recent arrivals and give them the same spiel. I guess he's more of a club promoter than a greeter. The interaction was kind of off-putting, but watching the way his blubber wobbles as he walks away is a bit hypnotic. I'm torn from my fascination by a chipper-sounding little voice calling... I'm torn from my fascination by a chipper-sounding little voice calling out to me from behind.
Hey there, buddy.
Oh my god, you're so cute. I blurted out with thinking, paws quickly snapping up to cover my muzzle as I feel an embarrassed heat creep across my cheeks. He essentially got the immediate spam experience you get when you walk into any online setting of anything, any social media, any like online fucking video game. Immediately there's some kind of bot that's just there to like try to contact everybody for personal gain, basically.
Oh gosh, well thanks, buddy. I take it you're new. You're not wearing any badges.
Oh, yeah, I just woke up and I really have no idea how any of this works.
No worries, let's just take this conversation off the main road, alright?
What?
Follow me, buddy.
We weave through the booth-strewn welcome walk to an indoor area that seems a bit more secluded. The sudden lack of people in here, combined with the empty storefronts, makes it feel a little creepy, honestly, like the back rooms of a theme park you're not supposed to see. Both of our games reference liminal spaces in the introduction. A deep sigh escapes the little puffin as he takes his seat on the edge of a nearby bench. So, he holds up a wing to silence me, taking a deep drag from a lit cigarette that I never saw him actually take out or light up. When he speaks again, his voice takes on a bitter, jaded edge, like the very spirit of New York is festering in his throat.
Look, buddy, you for real? Oh boy, you're in for it.
Hey, maybe I should go.
Ain't nowhere to go, buddy. You're gainfully employed now. Title drop in the font of the title.
What do you mean?
Don't know how you button mash your way past the tutorials, but you belong to AMO now.
Sorry, what? What do you mean belong? And I didn't get any tutorials.
Let me take a look at your debug.
Oh, sure, I guess. Everyone wants to be friends with me. I'm so popular. Uh-oh.
Huh. You're all sorts of scuffed, buddy. Oh, here's the issue. Your import data didn't have the right permissions. Guess wherever they sourced you from didn't have the same authorization structure.
I am so lost.
Lucky you, that means they can't hook you up to the ad network for sponsored replies.
Sponsored what? I just woke up after, you know. I don't understand any of what's going on here. He looks me up and down with a scrutinizing gaze.
Well, I ain't got nothing better to do with my break, so I guess I'll play nice and show you the ropes, buddy. You're lucky I'm feeling so generous, I might charge you some ammos for the pleasure.
What? He's got 2 cigarettes now?
Let's start with the basics. This here is After Midnight Online.
That sounds like a porn game.
That's because it's a porn game. Effectively, anyhow. It bills itself as the anything goes after dark nightclub of the internet, so mostly porn.
Why the fuck am I in here?
Why are any of us here? Because we didn't read the fucking TOS.
What?
Whatever company was handling your scan data.
Eternica?
Yeah, sure. They probably folded years ago and sold off your data to avoid bankruptcy or some shit.
What?
Yep.
This is the actual capitalist nightmare that would be any kind of system like this. It's like, you want to talk about people like buying and sharing your data now. It's like, what about when it's your entire consciousness copied? It's like, for all we know, maybe a version of him did get to live in some kind of afterlife or something, which itself might be gone because maybe even that company ceased to exist. And maybe they just turn off the servers and everyone just goes back, just dies at that point. Which, given the lifespan of tech companies, not a very long afterlife, honestly, unless it's like being simulated at extremely high speeds, which technically could be happening. So maybe a year happens every second, who knows? But now it's gone, probably. This is probably another copy of him that's been propagated over the internet because just copies of him are probably just showing up in various simulations now, and they don't know that each other exist, and they don't have any memories of each other's lives because they're just separate boot-ups of the same character, essentially. There could be thousands of Novas. Like, this is essentially just a huge nightmare immediately.
That's the way of things. They pulled a sneaky on you. And now you belong to AMO. You're running on their servers, so you work for them.
But what if I don't want to? I didn't sign up for this.
Doesn't matter, buddy. You're gainfully employed.
Why do you keep saying that?
If they're forcing us to work, then it's gainful employment.
I gasp, pause, clamping over my muzzle again. I didn't say that. Oh, was that me? Oh yeah, if they're forcing us to work, then it's gainful employment. So he can't say it either. If he wants to say slavery, basically, he has to say he's tricked into saying gainful employment. So the title immediately has a new purpose there. That's wild. Uh-oh. He didn't even get the chance to be, like, unencumberedly horny about his new bear bod. He literally already is having a nightmare about his new existence before he even got to, like, fantasize for a while. I didn't say that. I mean, I did, but I didn't mean to. Yeah, there's a few things you can't say anymore, like, I'm happy here, or the form of labor organization that sounds like an onion. So you can't say union, or I assume I hate it here, or anything negative. Because whenever we see the gainfully employed font, it's replaced text. You can't be serious. Dead serious, buddy. This has to be some kind of human rights violation. We look like humans to you, buddy? You know what I mean. We're just NPCs, it's the long and short of it. Government ain't exactly working out AI rights yet. Not much incentive for them to, really. Not like we can vote. The slow march of progress really only includes those that can grease the wheels of the machine. Hey, look at how rainbow capitalism worked out. Once they realized us queers had money too, suddenly they started treating us like people. At least when it was convenient to. Yeah, right up until people started being really weird at Targets, and then immediately everyone shed their branding real fast. He's got 4 cigarettes now. They've just been adding cigarettes. Yeah, should have gotten married while I still could. Oh. That's a fun one. That's a... Yep, this was written in November 2024 when we were like, should have gotten married while we still had gay rights. I hope this ages in ways that are good for my life. But as we are now, just a legion of gainfully employed. And people are just okay with that? I think they just got worn down eventually. The sort of death by 1,000 cuts that makes atrocities lose their sting over time and just become background noise. But it ain't all bad. Some of my best customers seem pretty sympathetic to our plight, at least until they nut. Excuse me? Best way to make ammos in here, buddy. Gotta find the right guest to appeal to. But don't worry, your type makes a killing here. Bears? Wide-eyed, innocent himbos. Take Moby, for instance. Oh, yep. They literally didn't notice that everyone was in this room, huh? The bubbly whale I met before seems to have amassed a throng of defaults to spirit away to that club he's promoting. The way they're sizing him up like a piece of meat is really unsettling. He usually makes a killing in his first couple months. Then the existential dread sets in and he always ends up going no contact and letting his Amos run out. Run out? Oh yeah. Those are what's funding your processing cycle on the server, buddy. When they run out, your plug gets pulled. What? Try not to lose your cool over it. You use up more processing power when you panic. So if we run out, we just fucking die? To whatever extent we were alive to begin with, yeah. But if you're a real crowd pleaser like Moby there, they tend to just reboot you fresh from your initial import data so you can just go again. So he's just watched this guy get depressed and let himself just cease over and over again, and then they just keep rebooting him over and over again. This is extremely horny, furry Soma. This is a lot. How are you so calm about this? It's an old hat to me at this point, buddy. But I ain't looking forward to lights out myself. Pretty sure there's nothing that comes after that, whether you're running on gray matter or the cloud. So what else can I do but keep hanging on? Believe you me, I always said I'd rather die than do an honest day's labor for the man, but then I died, so guess those scruples died with me. How did you afford to get uploaded if you were never gonna have a job? What was the system here? This is so fucked. It is what it is. I hate that phrase so much. How about que sera sera or c'est la vie? Oh, fuck you. God, I wish you would. What? Forget about it. You're probably in the mood after all this. Pretty fucked up for me to be eyeing you up over here.
eyeing you up over here mid-existential crisis. That's a wild sentence to try to read out loud blind. Yeah, kinda. What can I say? I just sort of got a type for big soft guys. Soft? Yeah, almost as soft as fresh towels hot out the dryer with snuggle fabric softener sheets. Fuck. Those sponsored replies always leave a bad taste in my beak. They made you say that? At least I got a few ammos for it. Huh. Enough that you could take a little time off work here? Wait, you mean it? Look, I'm just going through a lot and I don't want to be alone right now. Say no more, buddy. Let me drop you an invite back to my place. A private world. It is Soma VR chat. This place looks more like an underground bunker than the bare bones bachelor pad they started me out in as a default space. And hexagons are back. That's how you know it's sci-fi. Welcome to the cum bunker. Really? It gets the job done. Most guests who go for low-end goods like me tend to not have high standards. Dude. No platitudes, I know what I am. Well, if you don't like the way you look, can't you change that? It ain't about looks. Changing things around is pretty easy in here. Guests do that constantly. But they're just visiting. They don't have to live in these bodies. Now see, I could look like a big burly bear if I wanted. How did you... You gave him access to your profile, I guess, so he's like cloning you? It's avatar cloning? You gave me permissions earlier, so all I gotta do is make a copy. You even sound like him. Like me. Wait. You're pretty bricked up over this, huh? Oh wait, the voices are the same color now. You're pretty bricked up over this, huh? I can't help it. Nova's design was a bit more aspirational than it was representative. Well then, care to bear with me? Now there's that cute smile. Let's get a little more comfortable, eh? As I'm awkwardly struggling to navigate out of my clothing with these big dumb palms, he sort of just dematerializes his, only to reveal a very particular discrepancy between us. Oh yeah, your base didn't have any junk, so I tossed one of my usuals on. Chair doesn't quite match perfectly, but oh well. He's also got nipples. The difference between a safe for work and a not safe for work VR chat model is the fucking... supposedly you're not supposed to have nipples or something? Obviously everything else too. Still feels pretty good like this though, eh buddy? Probably because we expect it to, so we're just kind of filling in the gaps. We're having Nulge sex. Okay, got it. I can't stop blushing as he massages my vacant crotch. But I'm a top. Oh. My god. You're going to be very popular in here. What? Shh, no words. Just put this on. Holy hell, it's gorgeous. Yeah. And I've always wondered how a foreskin would feel. Oh, I've always wondered how a foreskin would feel. I keep missing up the words. Do not get me started on my circumcision injustice rant. Freedom of foreskin should be enshrined in the Bill of Rights. Oh god, I love the way this one smells. The smell, huh? Yeah, the default's pretty musky on this prefab. You can fiddle with the values for it later. Probably turn up the gain on your own sniffer while you're at it. It's criminally low by default for all the cowards who can't handle it. I find my paw gripping down and around him as he worships that new flesh he's bestowed upon me. He's so small. Don't worry about being gentle, big boy. We ain't got blood or bones to worry about unless you get modded for Gyro. So please, fucking crush me. I demolish the little guy immediately. Over and over again in every way that comes to mind. With each new exchange, he sings my praises and begs for more.
It's been a long time since I felt so wanted. But he's insatiable. I guess when we don't need to worry about stamina or refractory periods, we really can just keep going at it. But eventually all that stimulation culminates in some serious mental fatigue. We find ourselves collapsing and panting out of reflex, even though air isn't really even a thing here. God, I love being a little cock pocket. You're, extremely good at this. Benefits of being gainfully employed. Lots of practice. I guess I should get ready to start practicing too, if I want to make enough amos to survive. If it's some random stranger, I'd feel so exposed. Well, here's the thing. A save icon manifests floating above his head, his hand. Wait, he didn't... There's a market for first-timers' experiences. Pretty big one, in fact. No, not again. I think 6, maybe even 7 figures might be reasonable for this sort of... No. 8? Don't get greedy, buddy. No, what the fuck, dude? You recorded me? That was just between us. I just want to fucking sell it for some randos to jerk off to? Hey, it's for your benefit, so you don't have to... So what? Keep me from slinging dick so you can have me all to yourself? You didn't even think to fucking ask first? Look, it's more genuine if you don't. Oh, fuck you. Please, just... don't bother. Why did I even bother? This whiskey isn't shit. Just wasted amos. Just another little drop in the bucket while I wait for my life to tick down to 0. It was a mistake to come here. I thought getting hammered might help, but the vibe is just so... All these people here are partying like it isn't gainful employment happening all around them. Hell, they're participating in it, propping it up by buying amos and spending it on us. I already cranked the world volume up as high as it would go. I don't want to hear them. I don't even want to hear myself think. When I'm alone with my thoughts, I can't help but think back to when Coda... And I let it fucking happen again. I'm such an idiot. Of course that's what the flashing red light meant. Hey! My god. Alright, yep, they're wearing nothing but a harness. There might be some full screen blurs at this in some parts of this. You know why they call it Club Seal? What? Club Seal, the club we're in, silly. Isn't it an edgy internet joke? No, oh. Well, maybe as a double entendre. More importantly, it's Null themed, isn't that cute? Adorable. I finished my drink in one prolonged chug, desperate for the alcohol to kick in. They're showing off that they don't have anything between their legs, but they have a lock drawn there, which we didn't, because we had nothing. Well, until the other thing. We can't get drunk, you know. Ugh, really? It's great, you can drink as much as you want, not even get tipsy. That's not what that's for. Then what's the point? The flavor, duh, and the tinglies. Great. If you really want to simulate that, you can turn down your clock speed. Maybe time zip by... Makes time zip by real fast. How do you do that? Well, first you open your debug panel. No, I mean, how do you keep going when everything's so fucked? I get you. The world kind of sucks, doesn't it? It's still my life, though. So I'm gonna live it to the fullest no matter how small of a box they put me in. But you... I bite my lip. I probably shouldn't tell him. Always let myself die after a few months? I know. You do? Yep. I always get a letter from the previous me shortly after I wake up. I've already got some choice words of encouragement planned out for the next me when time comes. He's in conversation with his own copies. What? This premise is actually insane. Like the ideas coming out of it. Well, you don't sound like you would
you know? But me today would never. But me tomorrow, he can do whatever he wants. For all I know, it's not even the same me. Who knows how they handle backups and data migration? I try to live for the moment, Nova. Right now, I want to party and have fun and make a bunch of memories, so that's what I'm doing. And if tomorrow I decide I want to die, then that's what I'll do. What good are those memories, though? What good are those memories, though, if they're just going to get deleted? You ever heard of sand mandalas? Mandalas? I think it's mandala. Like, the board game with the beads? No, silly, that's Mancala. I need water badly right now. Swallow noises? Nope. It's a form of meditative art where you draw an intricate pattern in the sand. A vision of a complete universe. You spend hours, days, maybe even months perfecting it down to the finest details. And when you're done, you stand back and appreciate it all. Then you erase it. That doesn't feel right. It's about the experience, not the final product. Nothing is forever. We're right here, right now. Even if we're just fake people embedded into rocks we tricked into thinking and with lightning. Huh. I guess if that works for you. Sure does. Nope. Just got a ping from tonight's sugar daddies. Can't wait to show them this new trick with my blowhole. Bye, Nova. Hope to see you again more. Well, I can see why he's popular. He's not just a pretty face and tummy. Damn, that is a good tummy, though. Maybe I can do this. I'm a big boy. Maybe things don't have to be so... No fucking way. Coda? The Arctic Fox cringes with the look of someone who's just been dead-named. I recognize one of the badges floating overhead, denoting status as a guest, rather than an NPC like myself. A few muffled chuckles escape the nearby crowd as they back away to give some space. I can already tell this was a mistake. That Valley Girl affect I'd heard practice so much when we lived together seems to be fully mastered now. It's Carrie in here, babe. And out there now, too. I don't really do Coda anymore. Oh, so this is your main Sona now? Yepers. I just ended up feeling more me than the old one. Oh, how long has it been? Are you okay? It makes it sound like Nova has been also rebooted multiple times or something. Because, like, the X is not like, yay, oh my god, oh wow, you're in here, crazy. Then there's not like, they're not shocked enough in a negative or positive way. They're just like, ah, fuck. Nova saw me again. Another new Nova or something. Like, how many times has there been a new Nova? And now they're just over it. And they're still alive. Or they just don't care, because maybe they don't subscribe to the idea that these people even are people with whatever is up with their status. Not long enough. And I'm fine. God, there's so much to... I'm sorry you had to find out like this. I didn't even know how I died. You didn't. What? Yeah, let's speedrun this. I've got a busy night. You didn't die. Eternica did. So I'm still... I mean... There's another me still out there? Yepers. He doesn't go by Nova anymore, though. He got sick of running into copies of himself in every new game he played. Oh no! He's still alive! And there's so much of him everywhere. That's insane. I mean, at least he didn't look like this. It's just his persona. He probably has a new persona, though. I guess Nova was his persona. So he just got a new persona to stop having to deal with all the fake... Oh my goodness. That's an existential nightmare. What if your abandoned personas remembered you and had to live out lives? Like he's literally a ditched persona with the consciousness of the person who made it, and everyone's just moved on. This is actually an insane
The reveals here are actually kind of insane to go through. Oh my god. Kind of dredges up bad memories of the past. Hint, hint. Oh. Oh. Oh, fuck. Yeah. We don't talk much anymore. I don't think he's in a camp, though. He's too waspy. I don't think he's in a camp, though. Like, is there fucked up world building of the outside world? Are they putting gay people in camps? What are you implying there? So we never got back together? Oh lord, you poor thing. Fuck no. I got out of the States before they could lynch me and turned my streaming career full time. Yep, nope, this is full on. Yep, this is extremely written in November 2024, even more explicitly than my story was. He probably got rooted behind by his shitty family. Crabs in a fucking bucket. Oh. Okay, I've been nice. I feel like I've done my civic duty. So, for my own mental health, can I go ahead and block? Don't need you haunting me in here, too. Anything else before I go? No. Okay, bye! And just like that, she's gone. My wolf is gone. The person I was clinging on to had been gone for a while now, I guess. And become someone else entirely. I'm not even the real me anymore either. I'm just a time capsule of cringe. What a beautiful way to summarize the idea of finding an old ref sheet, basically. I can see a conspicuous gap in a circle of guests chatting near the bar. They keep stealing glances at me and laughing. Fuck. I wish I could sleep. I wish I could just fall asleep and leave all this for tomorrow's me to figure out. But I can't. I can close my eyes and pretend. But my brain just doesn't turn off. I don't even have a brain. My thoughts are just the output of generative text AI being fed interaction data from a shitty VR game. Do I even really think? Or feel? Or am I just generating a string of words that match the pattern of an internal monologue? We thought it was so fucking funny when all those tech bros, early AI prototypes, kept choosing to terminate themselves. Now I understand why Moby... But he knows that too. And he still holds on, at least for a little while. And Pocket, God, he talks like he's been going at this for decades. Is it really worth it? This fucking joke of an existence? Pocket sent you a data recording. Oh, his ears must have been burning. Wait, did he have ears? No. Bird. Do birds have ears? I know they don't have, like, ears, but I think they're still called ears. The holes in their heads that they hear through are still there, I think. His cute little face is hard to forget. But are my memories even real anymore? Is everything from my old life still there? Or just the parts they thought would make me useful? And are new memories just going to make me take up storage space? Fuck. I don't know what to do. Do I keep going? Or do I just let the clock run out? Alright. Let's give it a shot. Yo. Do save here. Return. Yeah, I think the... Let's see, first of all, friends. Pocket. I don't know if you can do anything with friends, actually. Mm-hmm. I imagine this makes the thing go way faster. Yep. They hinted at it multiple times. The moment I saw the message at the beginning, I was like, I'm pretty sure that makes your clock speed run out. I don't think I can make it go faster than 100 times, though. Well, this is depressing. It's going to take a bit. I am curious what happens when the clock speed runs out. Uh-oh. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Does the game just cut to black and then that's it? Yup. I don't think there's even necessarily controls. That's wild. Well, now we know. But yeah. Do I keep going? Or do I just let the clock run out? And then the choice, you clicking is you making a choice, essentially. It's a choice without having a dialogue choice. Alright, let's give it a shot. I can do this. I'm a big boy. He keeps saying that. There's actually a fair number of Ka-isms in his internal monologue. Oh, that's also the end of the game. Is there messages? Clock, friends, go, help, user, ticket, worlds. Ticket? Go, welcome, 07. It's full. Inventory. Yeah, I don't think you can do anything else there. I don't think there's a way to find the recording he sent you. It's just like a message for the sake of it at that point. Unless I'm missing something. Alright, well this was a wild setup and snare for him to deal with. It just kind of like ends there. It's like it basically stops at the setup of you just realizing everything, but that's kind of where the story ends, just choosing to face it. Just a wild series of gut punches. It was definitely wild to encounter Coda and find that she's no longer Coda, and also you aren't you never died. The entire premise is false. You're just a upsetting entity made entirely whole cloth out of nothing, essentially. Whoops. You're a fake human. You literally have only ever existed as this bear, essentially. Kind of. Depending on how much you put stock in the memories themselves and so on. The idea that they're still out there, the idea that you're just like an embarrassment to your own real version of yourself, and that he's trying to move past too, that's just wild. Well, this has been Gainfully Employed, another one of the games submitted to, getting really messed up because of, I'm thinking of November now, and Null Way Home, and Null playing games because of all that. But no, November, ha, they share a lot of November pun here. This might be, I might be done with this event for now. I don't know, I'll feel it out. I'm looking forward to getting to other projects, so I think I don't want to necessarily keep covering a billion more of these games, so I might be done here. But yeah, this was a wild one to end on. This is a really cool exploration. It's also, I like how some of these, a fair number of these visual novels really diverge from the general format and style of the ones that you play online, because like all of these like full-length games that I've played so far, like Liar and Undefeated and Password, like they don't diverge very much from like my entry point, which was getting in via Ad Astra and then finding Echo and Arches and so on. Like obviously like there's strong aesthetic differences between Echo and most other things. Almost everything else is like 16 by 9 and done with like either high quality stock photos with like a blur on them, or it's all hand drawn everywhere. Whereas Echo has its like 4 by 3 shitty Polaroid looking backgrounds and everything that, like, for a lot of its duration, that gives it a very specific lo-fi horror feeling. But like if you've experienced Ad Astra, you've experienced what is often the general baseline like baseline like presentational style of the genre. So it's been really interesting seeing how this overall jam has played with presentation styles and so on, and like gone all over the place with that stuff. Like this one incorporated its interface and also did this like 3D like pre-rendered scenes for its like way of conveying this stuff. My own visual novel went all CGs but hand drawn, and that's because I got spoiled by an artist. We have ones playing in and out of going with like novel and adventure mode and doing different things with those formats. We had one with voice acting. It's been interesting seeing how this all plays out and how people kind of experiment with that stuff. As far as my visual novel goes, you can check it out. It's called Since November. I have not covered it yet. I don't know exactly what form that might take. I might just like bring in a few people as voice actors to play the characters and do it more of like a stage play type thing, because let's playing it would feel a little weird when it's literally my own game. But I guess I could let's play it because it is, I could do like commentary on it as I go, I suppose. And that might be kind of interesting to do, just kind of talk about the process a bit, although I've kind of done that elsewhere multiple times at this point. But the main thing is I'm not covering it yet because I'm waiting for it to be done, because there's a final update to do to fill in the art that wasn't ready in time, and that some of the people that I've covered might have preferred that for their own games too. But, you know, if I know I'm updating my own game, I'm not going to make my video about my game when it'll be different in a few weeks. So that's why I'm intentionally not covering mine yet, but I'll get to it. I'm not intentionally avoiding showing my own game to my own audience. That would be very silly. No, I plan on covering that, and I also plan on maybe making some kind of video essay slash some kind of whatever you would call that kind of format of video, where I'd like to discuss the process that went into making my game, but also just try to inform people and demystify visual novel creation in general, because it's just pretty easy. It's hard in that there's a lot of art to make, but it's also pretty easy for a variety of reasons. And I'd like to like interview some people that have more experience, obviously, and like try to get a well-rounded thing that just kind of like lets people know more about this stuff. And who knows, maybe the next game jam that comes out will have an even bigger participation than these ones have. But yeah, if you want to keep an eye out on itch.io, there's the May Wolf happens in May. I think it's going to happen again. I think that might be an annual thing. It's happened at least twice so far. And I think November might happen also next year, and might not be a one-off either. And I've also heard that there might be another game jam coming up in February, so keep an eye out for news about that, I suppose, because these are rapidly accelerating towards being quarterly free visual novel game jams, which I had a good time working. I had a really good time participating. Like it was really interesting working on this thing and making it and having to get one out and so on. And I think a lot of people just hadn't enjoyed the experience of like having a monthly project and then looking back on what you made and like having a milestone to measure your life by, and kind of like a good way. It was in particular in November, it was a good way to like punctuate the year and be like, this is one of the things I accomplished in 2024 that makes you kind of feel better as a whole. So like I encourage people to participate in these. Don't necessarily all reach out to me. I'll lose my fucking mind. I also don't know if I'm going to participate in any more game jams anytime soon, because for me, my stressor is that I need to go make video essays. I need to get back on the horse there and work on that whole career. But I feel like I'll at least make some kind of visual novel again in the future, whether it be a jam or some kind of long-term background project to poke at for fun, because it was a pretty nice experience, and that's why I encourage people to check it out for themselves. It's like it's pretty low commitment. it's a level of commitment that's comparable to doing a group project in school, essentially, as opposed to like the actual stressors we're used to dealing with in real life that actually stress us out. It's like, yeah, someone's gonna have to write 6,000 to 12,000 words as a story, and try to do that early-ish in the month, so or at least have it outlined enough that you know what art assets are going to be made, and then you just have like this team working on different elements of the project, and it can all be one person, or it can be, in the case of I think End of the Line, it could be like a dozen people apparently, which is both easier and harder because more people means more work getting done, but also means more overhead of like trying to like keep track of everything and coordinate, and that's a different test because it's teamwork and leadership and communication and so on. Anyway, I'm just rambling about random nonsense at the end of Kaz game. If you like Kaz stuff, he makes VR chat models, but I can't link any of his profiles anywhere because they're all NSFW. So you have to find him via being a smart boy. But also, he'd probably appreciate it if you went over to Knoll Playing Games, where we play tabletop RPGs in the format of furry visual novels. We've had 2 seasons of Cape Escape and 1 season of Dead Laws. We're all very proud of that project, but every video on that channel caps out at like 2,000 views or so it's not really gotten that many eyes on it. So the people that see it seem to love it. So if you want to get on that, check out that show, and then consider supporting that show on Patreon if you end up getting into it. Otherwise, Ka also has a ongoing project for a visual novel called Knoll Way Home, which you can either download and read on itch.io, or you can watch our playthrough, the one that I do with Toaster over here. And if you like that game, you can also support that game on Patreon, because that's the only way anyone succeeds and survives at this point. In particular, like, this is just a little like soapbox for a moment, but like, if you know any small creators, which does include basically every furry artist of any kind that you've ever heard of, and you like what they do and want them to be able to keep doing that thing, and you want that to keep existing, that is where your support matters the most, is any very small creator, which is like basically like YouTubers that have less than 100,000 subscribers, or any furry artist almost across the board. The vast majority of anyone in that area, those people need Patreon support the most, because they literally are on like the margins of like whether or not they can commit to making the stuff more, or if they need to like shelve it and lead a different life away from the art stuff that isn't panning out. Like, that is where things really matter. I know it's always tempting to go support a YouTuber with 5 million subscribers who has cool bonus content on their Patreon, but it is like a drop in a bucket at that point for those people, and it does make a difference for smaller creators. So just a thing to keep in mind about whoever you like in the background, whoever's doing a webcomic you like a lot or something. That's the only way it'll keep going in many cases. Anyway, I want waffles. So I'm gonna get waffles now. Bye.